Hello and welcome to a review of set 76922 BMW M4 GT3 and BMW M Hybrid V8. If you're new, please make sure to subscribe. This set was first released March 1st, 2024 and retails for $45 and I believe £45 and I believe $50 or $55, which is slight increase on if you were to buy them separately, as they're now £21 or $25 a car, which is a little bit nifty there by Lego, as it's usually the same price per car. On the front of the box you have the Lego logo, the Speed Champions logo, the BMW logo along with the Motorsport logo, and two renders of the car along with the age range and the set number and set name. On the American box you will also have the piece count. On the back of the box you have renders of the cars here and here, also showing off the pure detail, which is really quite one of the best things in Speed Champions, the amount of detail they can get, along with inside the cockpit, along with the real life versions of the car, along with some logos on the sides. So to get into this set, it is going to be thumb tabs, it might be tape tabs other countries, however let's get this open and see what's inside. So inside the box you have 7 bags, you have one of the car frames which was too big to fit in a bag, and you do also have a little box for instructions which you don't usually see in a set of this price, and this is just tape, so let's get this opened up. And inside that little box you have 2 sets of instructions, I'm guessing one for each car, and then you got the 2 instructions which say which bags are for which, so use 4 bags for set 1 and 3 bags for set 2. So I'm going to get these all built up and I'll catch you in a second. Okay, so the set is now all built up. Pretty basic set. It's a bit of a dull build, but I'll get into more of that late in just a minute. So let's look at the 2 minifigures you get. So starting off with the one on the right, you have, let's just get the camera to focus. There we go. So pretty basic Speed Champions minifigure. You do have, not dual molded, but you got a black leg and a red leg, which is pretty good to see. A bit of back printing there for the BMW Motorsport. No side or leg, well, there's a very little bit of leg printing down there, but a nice little bit on the front. Take off his helmet, you got no reverse face printing and a pretty simple face print underneath, and then you do also have a alternate hairpiece, which is pretty good to see. So when you take off the helmet, they are not bald. Next minifigure, pretty similar in the way of the print, along with the multicolour legs, which are pretty cool to see. You do get a spanner as well, which is pretty common in all the Speed Champions minifigures, and same back printing there. When you take off the helmet again, just a single face print, no reverse on this one, and you do get a nice hairpiece as well. So pretty decent all-around minifigures for Speed Champions. So starting off with this car first, this is what you build from instruction manual 1, so using bags 1 to 4 is a pretty decent build. You do have the larger base plate to start it off with, so let's have a look at the front and move our way backwards. So starting off right at the front, you can see just the detail and the way they managed to get the angles. They've used some illegal techniques, so they've put the like tiles in between 2 studs, which is pretty interesting, which is how they've managed to achieve these 2 black tiles there. So it's pretty interesting to see Lego do that themselves, whereas sometimes it's frowned upon, sometimes they actually use it to build. You can see it more clearly in the other car, which I'll get onto shortly. All of the front of this is stickers, unfortunately, and there is a lot of them. So moving back slightly to the windscreen, that is all stickers, but you do have some pretty good wing mirrors, which are pretty common design for the rest of the Speed Champions. They do vary slightly depending on the car, but it's a pretty good bog standard design. Moving on to the doors, they don't open, but they are stickered, which adds a pretty decent amount of detail. And inside the car, you pretty bog standard interior. So you've got the seat, which you can sit the minifigure down on those 2 studs there. You do have a little control panel about there. Not sure how well it shows on camera, which is a pretty nice little detail. However, the crash cage does kind of block it a bit. You have the same controller piece which was used in a previous Speed Champion set, so no different print there, but it does go quite nicely in this set. And then on the other side you have another part of the roll cage, crash cage, whatever you want to call it. So that's a pretty nice little detail. It moves slightly, but it's not meant to, it's just in that position. Moving further back, you can see all this detail is all by stickers, so you can't line it up perfectly, which is a bit annoying. As you can see, it's a bit wonky, but you can't do anything better unless it's printed, and even then it will still have a chance of being wonky, as there's some tiles which go into stickers, which then go into stickers again, which is a bit off, but it's pretty good way they managed to achieve it. You have the antenna on top, which is just the bog standard Lego lever, so nothing too special there. Moving down, they've managed to get some pretty good angles. They've done a similar technique to this on other sets, and this is the same on the other side. So it's just pretty much, you got your just general slope bit, and then you got the new flatter like pointed bits, which do just help it a bit, whereas before they would have used the bit which sloped down, which is angled. I'm not sure if that makes 100% sense, but it's a pretty good new piece. I like it. Moving back a bit further, you have the rear end, or the spoiler as some people want to call it. It's another sticker piece, unfortunately. It does lift up to reveal 2 more stickers, and as you can see, the way to get there's just a big gap because of performance is split. I tried to put the stickers on the edge, but it just looks a bit off. I would either prefer it to be smaller or printed, because it's just a big gap there. This is luckily a printed piece, and you don't have to put that tiny sticker on, whereas you do have to put some tiny stickers on the other car, which I'll get into shortly. The way they managed to get the rear lights is pretty cool, using the new, I think they're new pieces, they're probably not, but I just haven't seen them before. So pretty new pieces in transparent red, which is really good to see, and obviously the exhaust at the back is a pretty good little detail as well. Moving on to the base of the car, you can just see a few studs showing. They're not really to borrow, however, these ones here, these are the main ones for me. If you could just put like a 1x4 tile, I think it might get a bit too low, but that's the issue. So otherwise you just see the studs, which I don't think is overly great. Same on both sides, however, when they've used this piece before, they have covered it up on other Speed Champion sets. So just a little thing there. They have also used, I forgot about this, I'm not sure how well it will show on camera, but in like this little gap here, it's a smooth stud on a normal stud and just gapped in there, which covers it up really quite nicely, and it's quite an interesting technique. Haven't seen them used before, and there's nothing on this side, it's just solely on that side, so it's a pretty cool little detail. So now let's have a look at the other car. So starting off again at the front, it is majority going to be stickers again, unfortunately, and you do have a nice little printed bit at the front, whereas I don't get why they printed that piece, not other pieces. It's just a bit confusing for me, but it's a pretty good detail, and you do get pretty good lines if you line up the stickers properly. If not, it's just annoying, and I do wish it was printed. But you got pretty good technique in the front. I love the way they're now using these clips just to get everything on, it gets a much better angle, and you can get the like gradient or height a bit quite nicely. Moving on to the side, another sticker piece and just the general basic wheels, same on both sides. Moving back a bit, you get this lovely arch, like curve type bit, which is really good use of these pieces along with more stickers, but it's a pretty good way of showing it. This is the same on both sides. And then moving on to the cockpit or the driving area, you got some more stickers. This is a pain. So this windscreen has one print. It's got the print around there and that little bit down there. However, you have to put this little red sticker on, which really quite fiddly, it's quite wonky. There's another sticker there. The top bit's a sticker. Same on this side, that's a sticker, and then this tiny little thing is also a sticker. It was a pain trying to get them on, even using the brick separator method, and it just was so annoying. I don't know why. Either leave off that sticker or just print it, because you printed there, why don't print now? But moving on to the inside of the car, it's pretty basic. You've got 4 studs to sit down your minifigure, along with the same controller print as you've seen in the other car, and not really too much else going on in there. Moving back, you do have more stickers, and as you can see, these are slightly wonky as they're just so small, and even with using the brick separator, it's just a pain to get on. Moving on to the other side, it's pretty much the same design with stickers again. They have used this lovely ice skating piece in blue to get the lovely centre bit lined up and all the way through to the back. Moving on a bit further, I've seen this brick printed quite often in Speed Champion sets, but this is also a sticker, so it's a bit annoying there. More stickers on here, but that was quite an easy one to put on. It's larger. Sometimes larger ones are easier to put on or not, but it does allow to get that pretty good continuation, and it shows on both sides. Moving back a bit further, you do have some pretty good slopes by just using the cheese slope piece, which go on a bit further back, which is pretty decent. And you do have these just for that little bit of detail, which you can stick up, but they're not meant to be. And like I said on the first one, there's a illegal technique. They put the 1x1 stud spot tile in between the spoiler, so that it does well how it is, but I've never actually seen them use an illegal technique before, but it does allow to get that beautiful continuation of the line there. The spoiler on this one is not movable, and you do have a pretty nice sticker on each side as well. And moving on to the back with the exhaust, I've seen this technique used in the other ones. However, the lights on this are stickers, whereas on other ones, like this one, you can see they've brick built it. I don't know why they didn't do it for this one, but it's just a little bit of they could have probably done better there. So moving on to the bottom of this one, they have actually covered up quite nicely compared to the other one. However, there is just a few studs showing, but that's not really going to affect on display. You do then also have, I'm not 100% sure what this piece is, it moves slightly, but yeah, it's a pretty nice little bit of detail as well. So overall, this set was probably my least favourite out of the Speed Champions. It was just a lot of stickers. Every other step felt like stickers. It does allow you to get some beautiful detail, but even so, there's this one. There's this sticker here, which is a sticker for all of this piece, just to get that smallest bit of grey. I'm not sure how well it shows on camera, but there's just a little line of grey. A whole sticker just for that. It seems a bit pointless if you ask me, but it's a pretty decent build. They'll look great on display. However, it's just probably wait for it to be on sale. It's not a £45 set in my opinion. It's 2 cars and they usually cost £21 each, so about 42, but Lego just took it to that extra price level, which is slightly annoying. So that's going to be it for this video. If you're new, please make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.